2024 keeps marching on, and this month brings us big expansions, brilliant new releases, and some major new additions to Game Pass. So why don't we take a look at everything hitting Xbox this March. Now, PC players have already had their nerves tested by the Outlast Trials early access, and now console gamers are going to get their turn with the full release on March 5th. This first-person horror puzzler serves as a prequel to the other Outlast games, and involves a series of extremely shady Cold War experiments in which I'm afraid you'll be serving as the guinea pig. It's deeply frightening stuff, but the good news is that you can bring up to 3 buddies along with you in cross-platform co-op. It's the same sort of high-pressure, team-based puzzle-solving fun that we loved in Escape Academy, only much, much creepier. And we've got loads more about the Outlast Trials coming very soon indeed, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. On the 8th, it's time to watch more spandex-clad superhumans chucking each other through tables in WWE 2K24. The new game comes with a host of new match types, throwing casket, gauntlet, and ambulance matches into the mix, as well as the option to have full-blown backstage brawls. For more info on those new modes, we have a cracking preview right there in the corner, by the way, so check it out. This year's roster is stacked from the get-go as well, with a mixture of wrestling legends and present-day superstars. With 60 FPS frame rates on the Xbox Series X and S, they all look as beautiful as Gorgeous George himself. Unicorn Overlord combines the tactical combat of real-time strategy games with the epic storytelling of an RPG adventure, and it looks really pretty too. As you explore the game's charming overworld, you'll get to assemble your own personal army of humans, elves, and other creatures. With up to 60 different units under your control, some of whom are gigantic beasts and literal angels, the tactical possibilities here are huge, allowing players to come up with all sorts of different ways to dominate the battlefield. Unicorn Overlord will be bringing its painterly warfare straight to Xbox Series X and S on March 8th. Now, if there's 2 things that we love to do here at Xbox On, it's running and gunning, and there will be plenty of both on offer when Contra Operation Galuga arrives on the 12th. This is a reimagining of that classic 80s title, and it begins with a bunch of terrorists taking over a group of islands off the coast of New Zealand. It's not the flashiest way to start your bid for world domination, but I guess you got to start somewhere. Playing as the elite commandos who are sent in to sort them out, you'll get to enjoy brand new stages, enemies, and weapons, as well as the option for 4-player co-op. It might just be the ultimate run and gun experience. Not such a long time ago in this galaxy we're in right now, gamers got to enjoy a couple of stellar Star Wars themed third-person shooters by the name of Battlefront. And now the Classics collection is bringing them back better than ever. Arriving on the 14th, this new package includes both of the original Battlefront games, so players will be able to wage war from the beaches of Kashyyyk to the dizzy heights of Cloud City. And whether you're taking to the skies in a TIE fighter or just duking it out on the ground with Mace Windu, you're going to be able to enjoy the game's epic battles in full 64-player multiplayer. Nice. Old MacDonald had a farm, but he didn't have a big badass mech suit, so who really cares about him? Lightyear Frontier rights that wrong by letting you stomp around an alien planet using your mech to craft the intergalactic farmstead of your dreams. It's a chilled out open world experience, but no combat, so don't even worry about that. It's just crops to grow, buildings to build, and a vast, colourful planet to explore. It's an ideal hangout game which you can play an online co-op with up to 3 other players, and it comes to Game Pass in early access form on the 19th. The undisputed granddaddy of survival horror gaming, Alone in the Dark, is back with a brand new reboot on the 20th. Lots of things have changed in this new version. Like the recent Resident Evil remakes, it swaps that classic camera angle for a bit more of an agile over-the-shoulder setup. And it gives players the chance to take control of 2 intriguing characters, played by David Harbour and Jodie Comer, by the way, as they solve puzzles, look for clues, and just do whatever it takes to avoid getting brutally murdered. Alone in the Dark has truly entered a whole new era with this one. I mean, just look at those 4K Ultra HD visuals on Xbox Series X. But you know, one thing that hasn't changed is that it is absolutely terrifying. Oh, did you guys play the original, by the way? Or is this the first time that you're going to be checking it out this March? Well, hit the comments to let us know. More than a decade after the original, Dragon's Dogma fans will finally see their wishes come true on March 22nd. The follow-up to the beloved action RPG will once again be letting players loose on a vast fantasy world. They'll get to create their own character, choose a vocation, recruit a party of mysterious otherworldly beings known as pawns to fight alongside them and decide exactly how they want to handle each new situation they encounter. And if the first game's anything to go by, you can expect to encounter a whole lot of situations. I know what you're thinking, the 26th of March might seem a little bit late for a snow day, but then anything's possible in a town like South Park. Cartman, Kenny, Stan, and Kyle's latest adventure is a co-op actioner in which the boys have to rescue their mountain town from an endless winter, which, compared to a Mecha Streisand or an army of crab people, actually sounds pretty manageable for once. There are loads of different weapons to wield, cosmetics to unlock, and bosses to battle. Plus, the game is jam-packed with that classic South Park humour, all of which I'm sure will be in perfectly good taste and not at all controversial. Oh, I don't even believe that. Last up, Game Pass members get to gear up for the road trip of a lifetime with the latest Day 1 release, Open Roads. This narrative game tells the story of a mother and daughter who set off on a journey to learn a bit more about their family, only to find themselves taken in some unexpected directions. Very unexpected. Old-timey crimes and secret Canadian treasure levels of unexpected. And the whole thing is brought to life by a beautiful hand-drawn art style and an innovative dialogue system, along with the pure star power of Kerry Russell and Caitlin Dever. So expect to get some serious mileage out of this one. Right, let's move on to some new content that's arriving for the games you love, and Crusader Kings 3 will be adding a new chapter to the history books on the 4th. Legends of the Dead adds a heroic new type of gameplay that lets players build their own legacy through noble deeds before using that prestige to justify generation after generation of unspeakable atrocity. Lovely. Oh, but before I go, I have to remind you of one of the biggest drops in March, Diablo 4, which is rampaging its way onto Game Pass for PC and console on March 28th. If you've never taken the plunge into hell before, now's your chance to dip your toes into the legendary action RPG and defeat Lilith once and for all, using your choice of a variety of classes, but I always recommend Rogue. See you there. Of course, March is sure to throw up some surprises as well, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to hear all about them too. Bye!